Good morning, guys. How are you? Hope you're all okay. Update one then of the Bosnia build. It's going to be quite a bit, I suppose. A few updates now. Um, I'm going to try and get the kits done and everything first. I have been working on the dio. That is size-wise all done and fixed and everything, so I know exactly where everything's going to go and all that type of thing. So that's all done. So I can start measuring things up, as in, putting the vehicles on, figures, and all that type of thing. So I can see I've just got to obviously build that up bit by bit, rocks, weathering, trees, roadblocks, and all that type of stuff. So what I thought I would do is, though, this time around is build a vehicle, um, get that done, then do bits of the diorama, then go to the second vehicle. I was going to have three vehicles on this dio, but the size I've done it now is the size I wanted it to be, but is way too. It's massive. It's going to be quite a big dio, but the thing is if I put another vehicle on, with them being sort of modern type of vehicles as well, and not small vehicles. Although I suppose this day and age they are small vehicles, but they're going to look huge. There's just not going to be enough room, and I didn't want another dio like my Gulf Wars one, where it was sort of a bit crammed, sort of thing. So I'm just going to stick with the BMP and the Warrior, which is what I'm going to add, which is what I'm going to build next. So this update is just primarily about the BMP. As it's now constructed and built, the only thing I've just got to do is the tracks, which I'm not looking forward to, as I'll show you in a bit, because they do need a bit of clean up. In fact, most of the kit, all this kit, I mean, I love Trumpeter kits, I really do, but this one is needed a hell of a lot of surgery on bits and clean up and all that type of thing, and I think that's really being the most time consuming bits, really. But once they've all been cleaned up and done, there's been a couple of fit issues, which is a shame. But again, a bit of clean up, bit of this and that, and it's done. So yeah, it's all made, and I was hoping a few of you might be able to help me out with a little diorama I've got, and it is tiny really, but I'll tell you in a bit. So yeah, let's have a look at it then. So we're building the Bmp3 MICV early version. Now I know in Bosnia, as I stated in my entrance video to it, it's not going to be historically correct. None of my work ever is, and I'd never, sorry about the wonky camera, I never ever want it to be correct really. I'm not bothered about it being historically correct all the time. So I've given myself a bit of artistic license in this one. I have tried to stick to various, so many things, but this is one thing I think that isn't all that correct. I think primarily in Bosnia, because I'm sort of trying to combine the two conflicts together. I think it was mainly the BMP1 that was used. I know there were threes around, but I'm not 100% sure if, that, because there's not all that much research material I've been able to find and use altogether, to be fair. Books and that as any of you that follow the channel and follow me will know, I love my books, and my favourite ones are the Osprey ones. I absolutely love them, but there's not all that many available to get about the Bosnia and Kosovo and all that type of thing, conflicts really. So yeah, so I've done what I can. So yeah, it's not exactly historically correct, this vehicle, but really I don't care. I liked it. I like the look of it and that, so I thought, right, I'll use that one. Obviously, we know that the Warrior is correct, and that was in the conflict, so that's going to be correct. But again, going back to the infantry figures as well, I did want some British infantry figures at the checkpoints at the roadblock. I'm going to do British ones. However, again, the only real ones I can find modern wise are sort of modern day 2006 Afghan, which is I think it's Master Box set, is it something? So again, you know, I know there's the odd couple of resin figures. I know Czech models, I think, do two resin figures that I was going to use, but again, they're in the sort of wrong sort of pose that I wanted for the story I'm telling, really. So anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have the warrior with the driver poking out of the hatch as though it's sort of just turning up to the checkpoint, and it's going to be a predominantly Russian sort of manned checkpoint, really. I think that's what I'm going to sort of result back to doing. So yeah, this is the kit we're doing then. So let's have a look at it and let's talk about the kit. So I have to be careful because I've done so much stuff. Right, here she is. I have enjoyed it, to be fair. These Trumpeter kits, these Trumpeter BMPs have an interior. It's not a massive one, so it's not like a full one, so you haven't got like the engines and all that type of thing. Again, people that follow me on the channel will know with the Gulf Wars project I did the Meng BMP, the Meng Bradley, and I did the full interior with that, and I try to not stick the hulls down together, so that you know, if you ever go and want to in the future, you can have a look at it, because I'm not one for sort of being really fussy about people touching me dioramas and kits and stuff, really. I mean, I don't think I want it to be handled all the time, but you know what I mean, so I could take it apart and that. So, but this is one, because it's not a full interior, I've sort of attached down the two hulls. You can see what you really need to see, to be fair. This is supposed to be all shut and closed, and Trumpeter don't really give you an option to have all these open, really. There was a huge gap down here, so I've had to add some sprue goo down there. Let's just take it apart now. The turret, let's work it by sections, eh? So the bottom, first of all, these come in like, there's a couple that are like 3 parts to the suspension frames and the bogies, and then you've got your single ones. They are very fragile, so I broke one, which is this one on the back, and now I've super glued it back together and noticed that it's way out. So again, but it's not going to be going for any competition, so I aren't particularly all that bothered. I'm sorry about the camera clicking and all that type of thing, but I don't really care. I've said that many times. I just wanted to try this one on this update, so I will go back to me mobile phone one once I've done this update, because it just doesn't give me that much time, really, to be fair, to do it. So yeah, so anyway, so yeah, it's got a bit of an update, a bit of an bloody hell, get your man straight. Interior, it's all weathered and all painted. I used, instead of the white, because a lot of these interiors are painted white, I didn't want to do it properly white, so I used the Vallejo Air United States Air Force light grey to it, and did the Model Air colours for a change. I'm definitely going to keep going to Tamiya, to be fair, because they sort of dry rubbery, and with the heat that we're having at the minute in England, it's quite, it's not the best. I've had to use sprue goo down here underneath the flap down the front here, down the sides, and a bit of putty down the sides there. In the back there, I've had to use putty underneath. So yeah, there are quite a few fit issues. The step plate here coming off, like I say, it's supposed to be all made so it's all closed up. So the step plates here are supposed to be up there. So there's little support brackets here, and of course they don't fit if it's down. So it doesn't look particularly great there, but I've added, doesn't matter, done that there. I've bought myself a metal barrel for the kit, because the barrel and that was crap with the kit. And you get like the machine gun, the MGs here on the sides with it, which is good. I've added metal copper wiring for the light brackets and the grab handles, because again the kit ones were so thick and awful. I mean, I don't particularly tend to worry about stuff like that too much, but I just thought I'd give it a go on this kit for a change. Photo etch, which comes with the kit for the grills, which is quite nice. There's another bit there which you can't really see, and then the brackets for the entrenching log. Now, my dilemma, I thought, was this. I never really tend to build my Russian vehicles and have the entrenching logs on them because I just think they look shite, and I can't be arsed going in the garden and cut one to shape, get the brackets off and all that type of thing. However, this one I was going to leave off, and then I was going to bend the brackets so it looks as though it's a bit war torn and that. But I thought, you know what, I might add it on, but I don't know, I can't make my mind up, so I want you guys to decide for me. Shall I put it on or take it off? I can't decide, but I've made a bit of a boo-boo if I do put it on because it goes like that. So the hatch, if any, which I'm sure somebody will pick up on, because we all know what rivet counters are like, we'll see that the hatch won't shut properly with it on, but you know, who cares? I'm going to possibly have a figure standing out of there, I'm not sure, or sitting in at least. There's another hatch that goes there, but I'm going to have it off, so I've just left it off for painting at the minute. Left all the clear parts off for painting too. So then we come on to the turret. It's all weathered. I don't know if you can see. It's all weathered and done. I wonder if we can put a light on, if that'll be any better for us. Is that any better, guys? Let's see. I mean, it's bright weather, so I didn't think we need one, but yeah, it's a bit better, isn't it? So yeah, I've weathered it, added a wash, chipped it and added some pigments for the soil, because obviously Bosnia, it's a bit mucky and dirty. Metal barrel I've added on. It needed a lot of work, surgery on the inside to the gun breech inside. Obviously the metal barrel it was like sort of sticking like that, so it needed to go into the hole, but it was both like that, so I had to, you know, do a lot of cutting and trimming and all that type of thing. The sort of infrared targeting system here, that needed a bit of surgery and attaching on and all that, same as the MG down here. Because of course all you guys know that they've bought RB barrel stuff and that they don't come with instructions. Now I know you can look on the website and all that, but still it's not great. And you know, again, they're not difficult, but I had to look at a few pictures to try and figure out that MG, because obviously there's loads of different bits. Again, the gunner's sort of vision infrared targeting camera thingy-majiggy here can be open, but I've just closed it up for now. I've added a wire onto the searchlight, and I did want the hatch up for the commander's hatch. However, they don't give you an interior for the hatch for some reason, and it just looks shite. So I've closed that one and then kept that one up, so that'll do for now. I was going to add a few bits of wiring for underneath the smoke discharges, as on research pictures you can actually see a sort of a rope, a wire that goes through and all that, but after fiddling with him and cutting my finger numerous times, I thought, you know what, just leave it. Copper wiring for the aerials as I normally do, and that's it really, to be fair, guys. Yeah, so it's alright, it's not a bad kit. There's a bracket here that goes onto the searchlight here, searchlight or whatever it is here, and it's supposed to stick up, but it just didn't fit. No matter which way I tried, it didn't fit. Then I had to so the barrel doesn't move at all, because of the sort of, Meng and all them people give you sort of these bits, or rubber or whatever it is, they're gel type thing, so it moves, but it's rock hard, it's plastic, so it won't move, which is a shame. But apart from that, it's a good little kit. If you're willing to work on it and do a bit of work, then that's it. It is okay. They do numerous BMPs, Trumpeter, but I did like that one. Right, the tracks. These are all the tracks, the single link tracks, and then you've got these annoying separate guide horns, which need a hell of a lot of cleaning up and that around the sides. So I think what I'm going to do is attach them. See, the tracks also need cleaning on the edges to get the nibs off there. But what I'm thinking of doing is attaching the guide horns into place and then cleaning them after, so they're stuck down and I've got a bit more to grab onto, I think. And with them being so fragile and thin, it won't sort of snap them and break them so many, I think that's what I'm going to do, because they don't give you all that many spares neither, which is a bit of a loss. The decals, you only get the numbers. Yet on the box there's a couple of extras, and you can see, so where they are I don't know. They're definitely not in the kit. So I've got a couple more decals which I'm going to get, which I bought, which are from these, but none of them are sort of Russian ones. There's the peacekeeping ones which I'll probably use, but I've got a couple of peacekeeping ones for other ones for off another kit which I might use. As for colour callouts, they give you these two, but again, Trumpeter being like they are, they haven't given what these ones are from. So there's no sort of, it just tells you what version of kit it is. So I was originally going to go with the all green, but again that's boring. So I'm thinking I might go with sort of a three-tone one yet. I don't know. Or I might just end up doing the green. I'm not sure. It just depends really, time-wise and all that type of thing. So yeah, I've got a few bits of other things that like I'm going to do. The crew footage I'm probably going to use is this one. I know again it says that, but a lot of the uniforms and that match up. Definitely going to use the driver, because if you look on the back, you can do him as though he's talking and you know, talking to someone and having things. So I might do these two having a conversation. He might be just at the sort of sandbags and the sort of, you know, the barracks and that where they are. But I've also got a couple of resin figures that I got in that Greg Riley told me about on their American site, but they do all different types of resin makes, and they're like, I think these are two soldiers for under £7, and that's delivered as well to the UK. And these are the ones, so you get modern. I've got one that's modern, and then the Chechen one. So I'm going to use him sitting on the side of the BMP. They looked a bit overscaled to me, to be fair. They looked a bit big, but I'm reliably informed that they're not, and it's probably just me, which is probably more the case. This one is two again, two soldiers, but one of them's Syrian, I think, and then the other one I might use. I'm not sure yet. And then this one is just a modern one, standing with a dog. So I might use that one as well. But again, they're all things I'm thinking about. But I don't know about you guys, but if you start overthinking about your thing, you start adding too much work to yourself. One thing I did want onto the diet was a couple of flags for a change. However, I ordered these off eBay, and they did come, and I thought, oh, these look really good. And they're good, but they're like a really thick material, and they don't do the back. So I thought, oh, that's not a problem, because I can stick one onto the other side. However, look, no one is exactly the same apart from this one, really. So, and I wanted it sort of, you know, as though the wind wasn't blowing, so it was like sort of draped. So these are going to have to be like stuck on a wall or something like that. But I got these. I got obviously the British ones, Union Jack, the American ones, and that. So I should definitely not go to them again, because they're like it's weird. It's like a cotton, but it's too thick a cotton, if you know what I mean. So it's a bit naff, really. But anyway, I shall try and use them anyway. It's wasted money, I suppose. I was actually thinking it's going to be a Russian and a British roadblock of sticking back-to-back flags, so one onto the other. And then I spent a small fortune on these the other day. printedkits.com, right? Now, I said to him I was going to give him a good review on YouTube and that. For starters, I think they lied to me because they said that they sent everything and they hadn't because it hadn't turned up. Then they said, oh, we'll get them out to you again on such and such a date and they'll be there for you. So that says to me that they didn't send them out again. They weren't sent in the first place, the way that they worded it. So that annoyed me a little bit. It's taken them nearly a month and a half to send. And they're really from Zaragoza in Spain, which is really next door compared to stuff in Korea and China that have turned up within days, right? They're nearly £3 or £4 for each design, which isn't bad, but then they turn up like this. The pieces of A4 paper that are cut. If I'd got a computer, I could have copied them off the thing for free. So I'm a bit angry, to be fair. So I got all these that are good for, you know, your dioramas to add onto the back of the vehicles and that. So what I thought was I'm going to use these as hard copies, and I'm going to buy some sort of thinnish card, and then sort of go to the post office or the library or something, and then get them printed, the ones that I want, on to photocopy them onto these cards, and then I can cut them and make them into the boxes that it's supposed to be. But I mean, you know, I'm a bit angry about that. So I said to them that I was going to give them a review online about it. I didn't say whether it was going to be good or bad. You know, I said, but the way that they were, I mean, fair play to them. The one good thing I will tell you is that when they did say they sent them, they did turn up within about 4 or 5 days. And they did, if they did send the originals out, then fair play, they sent these out, you know, without argument and that. So I suppose that was good. But I don't know, just something doesn't ring true to me. So anyway, they're on eBay, and it's www.printedkits.com. Now, they do have a lot of good stuff on there, so do check them out. And, you know, like I say, I will order some more bits from them just so I can give them a second opinion, and have some more stuff so I can see what the second dealing with them is like. But the first one wasn't great. So I'm being fair. I'm open and honest on here. So if they're crap, I'll tell you. If they're good, I'll tell you. And these weren't great. But, you know, we'll give them a second go at some bits. So we'll see. Anyway, guys, that's it. I've bored you enough. I've bored myself enough. So I must have bored you guys enough. Again, sorry I'm not sort of over enthusiastic at the minute. Health isn't great. And I just can't. This weather. I mean, I love the weather. I'm olive skinned, so I don't burn, and I love it usually. But I just can't. I just feel over it. So it might be the medication and stuff too. So I don't know. But anyway, hope you're well. Hope you'll stay safe. I will bring more updates when I can and when I'm feeling okay and stuff like that for, you know, the next bits. The next one I might do is possibly in the week if I'm feeling up to it. And I'll do one of the diorama base. Anyway, hope you're well. Hope you'll stay safe, and may the force be with you.